Just very proud of my girls. They're resilient. They were definitely hit with some fatigue this weekend, and we played two really tough opponents in Elon and Hampton. So just really happy that we were able to get out of here with the weekend sweep.
Yeah, and you mentioned a tough team coming in here, Hampton. You played a close game the last time y'all matched up about 2 weeks ago. It didn't seem like it was going to go that way in the first half, and then they stormed back. What did you see when they were making their run, and how did you respond? What allowed y'all to kind of get things back in control?
Well, first, let me talk about Hampton. Prior to this year, I mean, historically, they are a championship team, right? They're finding a transition in the CAA, which is a transition. But at the same time, like, they have a culture built on basketball excellence, right? Like, they've won championships. They've gone to the NCAA tournament. And so even though their record is not great, is not indicative of the kind of team that they have. And I assume that they're going to keep building, right? From our standpoint, I do think that we came out hot. You know, we talked about it at shoot around, like we can't light their fire. We said that against Elon, that we kind of gave them the match, and we didn't. But I do think that there are times that we got lax, and they capitalized every single time that we did. So, you know, for us to be able to lose a whole 17-point lead at some point, we were only up 2, I believe, going into the fourth quarter, and to be able to extend it out, I'm just very proud. We could have crumbled at that moment, and we didn't. So shout out to our leaders on the team. I heard them getting together in the huddles. I heard these ladies talking to each other and just trying to get them going, trying to fix whatever was not working, and they did that. They came together and they did it.
A big piece of that, Nylah, you had 24 points tonight, but it seemed like every time y'all needed a bucket or needed to get to the free throw line or stop a run, the ball was going to you, and it seemed like the offense was kind of running through you a lot. What were you seeing? I know you were in a battle with Casey Miller on the interior. How were you able to make the most of that matchup?
My teammates really trust me, and I go on the floor ready to score. I go on the floor. That's my job, is to put the ball in the basket. So with that, like, I just have to stay ready. And my teammates trust me tonight, and they were feeding me the ball like a lot. And shout out to them. I wouldn't put the ball in the basket if it wasn't for them. So yeah, it was just all around good movement, and I got a good flow for the game, and they made me get a good flow for the game because they were moving the ball. So it was good. Yeah.
And Bella, you know, it was up and down kind of during the duration of the game, but in the stretch, you hit some big shots, stopped some runs for Hampton as well. What were they doing defensively to kind of make it tough, and how did you kind of see above that and make an impact anyway?
Yeah, they were playing really aggressive, try to stop us from getting downhill, try to stop us from making that extra pass. But I think just dragging it out and keeping attacking them to hit the open pass in the corners and the shooters for the wings. I think we got it. I think we did that. So yeah.
And again, another game where a lot of people get into this game. A lot of people have an opportunity to show what they can do. Again, Monet stays in down the stretch in really important moments. How you mentioned she's not a freshman anymore. She spends a lot of time going through film. What have you seen in her growth from this past Friday to tonight? Because it seemed like she still gets more comfortable every time she steps out on the court.
Yeah, we knew that about Monet, right? We know what she's capable of. And, you know, today I thought Alexa had a pretty good game, but there were times where they would not guard her because we all know that Alexa is a game manager. She's one of the best that we have, and she's always looking for her teammates. And so that was kind of clogging the lane up a little bit, where Mo did hit a 3. She's hit a couple on the season. I think she hit a couple against Hampton, and that kind of forced the defense to come out and guard Mo, which just allowed our offense to flow a little bit better. But Monet just needed to find herself on the court. And then as she found herself on the court, she just needed more time to grow. And I think she's done that every single game. She's a matchup problem for a lot of teams because she does have a pretty shifty handle. She does see things that, you know, good point guards see. And I think that she's going to have an amazing career here.
Nylah, double-double, 24 points, 10 rebounds, playing against your own team, or your old team, excuse me. What is kind of the emotion going into a game like this against, some former teammates and a program you spent some time at previously?
It's all love at the end of the day, but it's all love, but I've joined this wonderful team, and it's no love lost, but at the end of the day, we have a job to do. So I felt all the emotions, and like I do. What am I trying to say? I do miss certain parts, like my teammates and stuff like that on the opposite team. But it's all love, and they know that at the end of the day, I'm going for them. So that's all I was feeling toward at the end of the day at the game.
I think it's emotional for everybody, though, Jack. Like, you know, Nylah, there was no bad blood with any of her teammates when she decided to come to William & Mary, you know. But at the same time, like, this is a personal game, right? It's an emotional game because they might like the girls on Hampton just fine, but you also want to beat them real bad, right? Because you want to prove that she made the right choice by coming here with us instead of staying there. And so for the last 2 games, I think specifically when we played Hampton, everybody just wanted to win, you know, for Nye. And you could see them coming together. And I think that goes into, you know, her scoring and rebounding today as well, because in a game like this that's very personal and emotional, you want to get her going the best way possible.
And then Bella, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Kind of had your fingerprints all over this game in some different areas. You know, was that kind of a point of emphasis for you coming into this one, was to try and affect the game in different ways outside of scoring?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's always something I have to keep in mind, to what else can I do to help this team win. And I think rebounding and steals and trying to push the ball up, getting assists and everything like that, I think that's a big help and a big plus for this team.
And last one, Coach. 19 turnovers through 3 quarters, only 2 in the 4th quarter.
Imagine that.
What do you think kind of changed for you guys to shore up your possession with the ball and, you know, hanging on to it a little bit more there in the 4th quarter?
I do think that we do a poor job of playing up. I think we do a much better job when things get tight. I wish that was not always the case, but I think history has shown that that is the case. And when we needed to take care of the ball, we just did, right? I would love to kind of transform that mentality, especially going into this next game, right? Going into UNC Wilmington, who is another tough team whose record is not indicative of the kind of team they are. You know, just playing like you're down even if you're ahead, and taking every possession like it's the last possession. I think that's just where we have to grow. We have to mature as a team. And we only got 4 games left to do it before the tournament. So we still have some work to do. Just because we've won games doesn't mean that we're not still trying to grow as a team, grow as individual players. And now we just have to kind of move forward. This was ugly. We were able to win an ugly game, which, you know, shows signs of a good team. And we're just going to shift our focus to Wilmington and Charleston.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.